Okay. All right. We started this January 3rd, and we are, for I think this is the fifth week, right? So I hope you're making great progress. I see some of you who shared here definitely making progress. Okay. So we call this a personalized, healthy, permanent weight, actually fat loss program. So there's some significant things going on there in that statement there. Okay, so permanent, healthy, and fat loss, right? Think about that. Keep that thought in your mind. And our mission is very clear. We want to prevent onset of chronic diseases, right? At least delay them as much as possible and create a world of free of preventable diseases. Our vision is to really impact at least 1 million people in the next 5 years. And we want to really put people first, okay? So we have come up with 8-step program. It's not step program. It's something that all these 8 things have to happen at the same time. And our goal is that by the end of 90 days, that you have incorporated these 8 things into your life, integrated into your life, okay? Like how many of you think of brushing your teeth right now? You don't, right? It's part of your life. Taking a bath, right? All of that is part of your life right now. So we want to include some of these other things and become very conscious about these things. So are you up for the challenge? Remember, these challenges are not like a week challenge. These challenges are there to form lifelong habits. And I really like what Vinay and Vandana talked about, making time in the morning for the exercise, and Vandana converting a gajar ka halwa to a salad, right? That's a conscious decision, right? By the way, I want to tell you this, we are human beings. So it's okay to eat gajar ka halwa once a month, okay, right? It's not okay to eat twice a week. Does it make sense to you? And I really liked what Shamli talked about, going to a wedding. You see heaps and heaps of food. जब free का खाना मिलता है ना, पता नहीं क्या लोग ना भूल जाते हैं यार, health के बारे में भूल जाते हैं सब. And it has happened to me too. Buffet, you go to a buffet or a wedding, but she made a conscious decision to load up on the salad, right? So these are habits. And eating supplements, like Satish started taking supplements. OPG talked about his routines, how he has incorporated. I don't know if he specifically mentioned any habits, but these things are very important. So let's reiterate. Week 1, it was water. So right now, do you drink 100 ounces, right, of water? That's about 3 liters, okay, a day. It should be, right now, it should have become a habit. If not, please have that as a habit. It was steps. Somebody said 10,000 is hard, like Vandana, because she does not carry a phone. Find a solution for that, right? You need to get a smartwatch. You don't have to spend an iWatch. You don't have to get an expensive iWatch. You can get a very inexpensive watch or a Fitbit that can go on your hand, right? Find some solutions, right? But the goal is to get it done, and Rajiv referred to default setting. See, the way we evolved, our heritage is that we were hungry, cold, right? That's how we were. We were hungry and cold all the time, and we ate spoiled food. There was no refrigerator. Rajiv talked about K2. K2 comes from fermented food because we ate a lot of spoiled food, right? So, remember that we have to go back to, see, we cannot throw away all the 80,000 industrial chemicals right now and get away from pollution and, pesticides being used or GMOs, right? But we have to create our own micro environment within our family, right? But the choices we make, how we do grocery shopping, how do we make food, all of that is very important. The steps. We always were hunter-gatherers. We always moved. We didn't have a couch, right? The third thing was sugar. By the way, sugar is a 1800 phenomenon. Since 1820 or something like that, right? Before that, people use honey, right? For sweetness or fruits. But the sugar concept, bleached sugar concept, was really a 19th century phenomenon. It has destroyed humankind, right? And we talked about fasting. Nobody talked about fasting here. I hope you guys did fasting. Look, you want to eventually get to 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. But for really fat loss, you want to get to 24, right? 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating. But again, fasting is not a new thing. Different religions have different ways of fasting. Like my religion, that's Hinduism, right? There is something called Ekadashi, which is every, twice a month, right? Mondays, you can be on a fast. So incorporate fasting, at least more than a 24-hour fasting once a month, twice a month, but at least every day, compress your eating window. That comes to this week, the new challenge is no snacking, right? No snacking, kind of all of you are getting tense here, but I'm going to make it easy for you. Okay. So I hope water is part of your challenge now. I mean, life now, steps, sugar, no sugar. No sugar means, you're not adding sugar to beverages, coffee, tea. You're not eating dessert, that kind of thing. You're very conscious and you know how to read nutrition label. Remember, you should be able to read nutrition labels right now. I hope you're very conscious about the eating window. I hope you're not eating, you have to finish eating dinner 3 hours before you go to bed, at least, right? And so let's talk about the no snacking. Now, the reason you don't want to snack is that every time you snack, there's something called as insulin, right? There's a switch that gets turned on. Insulin stops fat burning. It's basically a, storage hormone, right? So more you snack, right, fat burning stops. Okay, you may not lose weight, you may not gain weight, but you're not going to burn fat. Okay, right? So you got to be extra careful. But if you do snack, what kind of snacks would you do? Common sense says that invokes the least insulin response, right? Makes sense to you, right? Anything that produces the least insulin response should be a good snack. So let's go through that. So those of you eat eggs, boiled eggs are great. Okay. Boiled eggs, keep them in the fridge, right? If you feel like snacking, 1 gram of carbs. That's phenomenal. I do that. This is one of my favorite snacks with black pepper and salt. I love this snack. Okay. So if you eat eggs, this is a good snack. Best low carb snack. Other thing is cheese. And this, people in America, we have cold cuts, these are cooked meats, slices of that. Our children eat it. I'm not much of a big of a fan because you have to really get good quality cheese. You don't want to get cheap cheese, okay? But in India, paneer, right? You could have paneer. I don't know if you eat paneer like raw, like that, you eat, okay, Renu is nodding her head. So, you can eat cheese. Other thing is avocados, right? Other thing you would replace here is a little bit of coconut. Because avocado is not native to India, you could have a little bit of coconut, but I have to really check what the net carbs are. But you cannot eat too much of coconut because there's some sugars in it. Okay, right? But olives, these are net carbs. The other thing is nuts. Nuts are very good, but at the same time, very dangerous because nuts have a lot of fat in it. So, I used to eat a lot of nuts. Sangeeta used to say, you're nuts eating so much of nuts, she would say. I said, nuts are healthy, but I never understood that they had so much of fat. And if you're losing weight, you have to control dietary fat, right? So again, but these are good snack, right? But remember, 1 thumb size amount of nuts is 1 serving. That's 15 grams. Okay, remember that. Okay, so 1 ounce is 28 grams, which is 2 thumb sizes. Okay, right? So this is how much it gives. Other thing is these are best low carb snacks. Celery, look for equivalent of that in India. What the equivalents are, for celery in India, but you can get, but carrot has 7 grams. The highest is carrots. Okay, right? So carrot is not a low carb snack, but you can have it. It's better than eating chips. Okay, right? If all the things, if you have choices, think about other things. Berries are the safest fruits you can eat. Okay, berries. Rest of them, I can show you some of the worst ones. All 4 of them are in my fridge all the time. Yesterday, I had 40 berries, okay, with yogurt. okay, as a snack, right? Which is high fat yogurt, full fat yogurt, okay? Half a cup of that. I have dark chocolates. Rajiv was at my home. We ate dark chocolate yesterday, 70% dark chocolate. Okay, right? I don't eat anything less than 70%. I hover between 70 to 86%. I don't eat milk chocolate, anything less than 70% dark chocolate, okay? So chocolate, half a piece is good enough, right? So worst one. So these are worst low-carb snacks, right? You don't want to have these at all. This is better than eating chips though, by the way. A lot of people tell me, Nanda, so fruits are bad. But during weight loss, it's bad, okay, right? That's all I'm saying. Right? Fruits are better than fruit juice. I'll come to that. Okay, right? So banana, I love bananas. I crave bananas. I ate half a banana yesterday. I was craving, Sangeeta was eating a banana. I said, Sangeeta, come on, you're tempting me. I'll eat half a banana. Right? But I know it has 12 grams. I want to keep it less than, my goal is to keep it less than 75 grams of carbs a day. Right? So it takes away 12 grams of my carbs, right? So think about it. Worst is fruit juice. The worst you can do is fruit juice and lattes and vitamin waters and all. 32 grams is, so this is not a good snack at all. Do not drink that. Again, cashews. I know a lot of people with cashews. I told you the other ones are good, but cashews is not a good snack. Okay, right? So remember that it has 7 grams. So other thing, two combinations are worst for you. Fat and carbs together. Like gulab jamun, worst. Jalebi, worst. Fried and sugar, worst combinations, right? In India, those are the most popular ones, right? Donuts, chips, candy bars, cookies, ice cream, similar treats. This is absolutely bad for you, okay? Snacks on a low-carb diet. Best, these are the ones I already talked about. Avoid these, completely avoid this. No, again, we are not the sadhus or sons or saints, right? 90% of the time, if you stick to it, once a month cheat meal is okay, but not a cheat day. You cannot have a whole day. If you do a whole day of cheating, you'll have disastrous results because you're going to get out of fat burning mode for almost 3 to 4, 5 days. It's going to take much hard work for you to get back into fat loss, right? So cheat meal, little bit of cheat a little bit more on fat, it's okay, but don't cheat on sugar too much. Does it make sense to you? Right? Be very conscious of that. With that, give yourself, your family, the best gift, vibrant health, right? So with that, I'm going to stop the recording.